Some betrayals don't end in forgiveness. The coffee was cold when I picked it up. I'd been sitting in my truck for 20 minutes, parked across the street from my own house, waiting for something I couldn't name. My wife's car was in the driveway, silver Mercedes, the one I'd bought her for our anniversary last year, $60,000. She'd cried when she saw it, said I was too good to her. Her son's beat-up Honda sat next to it. Dylan, 22 years old, still living at home, still unemployed, still my problem. I should have gone inside. It was my house, my driveway, my family, but something stopped me. Call it instinct, call it paranoia, call it the sixth sense you develop after 17 years of running a construction business where one bad judgment call can kill someone. Something was off. I'd left the house at 6 that morning. Told Rachel I had an early site inspection. Told her I'd be back around 8 tonight. Long day. She kissed me goodbye. Made me promise to eat something besides gas station food. But the inspection had been canceled. Contractor called at 7. Plumbing issue. Rescheduled for Monday. I'd grabbed breakfast instead. Drove around. Thought about coming home early. Decided against it. Rachel had mentioned wanting the house to herself today. Some kind of spa day at home. Face masks. Netflix. Whatever it is women do when they have time alone. I planned to kill time at the office. Catch up on paperwork. Make some calls. Then I'd gotten a text from my business partner, Marcus. Saw Rachel at Starbucks on 5th. Thought she was having a spa day? Small thing. Meaningless probably. But it nagged at me. Rachel had been specific. Spa day at home. Didn't want to go out. Wanted to relax. Unwind. She'd even asked me to pick up some wine on my way home tonight. So why was she at Starbucks on 5th? 20 minutes from our house? I'd driven by. Didn't see her car. Marcus must have been mistaken. But then I'd come home. Early. Just to check. Pulled up at 2 in the afternoon. Saw both cars in the driveway. And something in my gut twisted. I'd parked across the street instead of pulling in. Didn't know why. Just did. Now I sat there. Drinking cold coffee. Watching my house like I was surveilling a stranger's life. The front door opened. Dylan came out. Jeans. Hoodie. Hands in pockets. He looked around. Casual. Too casual. Then he walked to my truck. Not his Honda. My truck. The black F-150 parked in the driveway. The one I drove to job sites. The one with my company logo on the side. He glanced at the house. Then crouched beside the front driver's side wheel. I leaned forward. Squinted. He had something in his hand. Small. Silver. Hard to see from this distance. Then he disappeared underneath the truck. My chest tightened. I opened my door. Quietly. Stepped out. Stayed behind my truck. Watched. Dylan was under there for maybe 60 seconds. Working on something. I couldn't see what. Then he slid out. Stood up. Brushed his hands on his jeans. Rachel appeared at the front door. Done? She called. Yeah, Dylan said. Just like you said. Not all the way through. Just enough. My blood went ice. Good. Rachel stepped onto the porch. She was dressed. Not spa day clothes. Jeans. Sweater. Like she'd been out. He won't notice until it's too late. How long? Dylan asked. Depends. Could be tonight. Could be next week. Hard to say. Dylan grinned. Hope it's tonight. Waiting's the worst part. Rachel smiled. Actually smiled. Patience. We've come this far. Another few days won't kill us. No. But it'll kill him. They both laughed. I stood there. Frozen. Watching my wife and stepson laugh about killing me. Rachel went back inside. Dylan grabbed something from his car. Followed her in. The door closed. I stayed across the street. Couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. My wife. The woman I'd married 2 years ago. The woman I'd built a life with. The woman I'd trusted with everything. Had just sabotaged my truck. With her son. To kill me. I sat back in my vehicle. Hands shaking. Mind racing. This wasn't real. Couldn't be real. But I'd seen it. Heard it. Clear as day. Just like you said. Not all the way through. Just enough. He won't notice until it's too late. Hope it's tonight. I pulled out my phone. Opened the camera. Hands still shaking. Walked across the street. Quietly. Crouched beside my truck. Same spot Dylan had been crouching. I aimed my phone underneath. Turned on the flash. There. Brake line. Driver's side front. Cut. Not severed. Cord. Deep groove in the metal. Deliberate. Precise. I took photos. Multiple angles. Video too. Showing the location. the cut, everything. Then I backed away. Got back in my truck across the street. Sat there, staring at the photos. Evidence. Clear. Undeniable. My wife and stepson had tried to kill me. What? Money. Had to be money. I done well. Construction business. 17 years. Built it from nothing. 3 crews now. Revenue over $4 million annually. And I'd been stupid. When Rachel and I got married, she'd suggested updating my will. Said it was responsible. Smart. We were family now. Should protect each other. I'd agreed. Changed everything. Made her primary beneficiary. If I died, she got everything. Business, house, savings, investments. $4.2 million. My life insurance alone was $2 million. Business assets. Another $1 million. Real estate. 1.2. If I died, Rachel became a very wealthy woman. And Dylan. Her precious son. The boy she'd raised alone after her first husband left. The boy she'd do anything for. They'd inherit everything. All they had to do was kill me. Make it look like an accident. Break failure. Tragic. Random. No one would question it. And they'd walk away rich. I sat there. Engine off. Watched the house. Rachel appeared in the window. Kitchen. Making something. Smiling. Planning my funeral probably. What she'd wear. What she'd say. How she'd cry convincingly. My phone buzzed. Text from Rachel. Hey babe. How's the site inspection going? Miss you. I stared at the message. At the heart emoji. At the lie. She thought I was gone. Thought I'd be gone all day. Gave her and Dylan time to sabotage the truck. Clean up. Act normal. I didn't respond. Another text came through. Remember to pick up that wine on your way home. I'm making your favorite for dinner. Lasagna. Lasagna. My favorite. My last meal. They were planning to kill me tonight. I drive home. Park in the garage. Come inside. Eat dinner. Drink wine. Go to bed. Wake up tomorrow. Get in my truck. Head to the job site. And somewhere on the road. Highway probably. During a hard break. The line would fail. No brakes. No control. High speed. Crash. Fire. Death. Accident. Tragedy. Widow left behind. I turned off my phone. Started the engine. Drove away from my house. Before I continue, take a second to hit like and subscribe. These stories reach far. I drove to my office. Small building on the industrial side of town. Nothing fancy. Just a place to keep files and meet clients. Parked in back. Went inside. The office was empty. Friday afternoon. Crew supervisors were at their sites. Office manager had left early. Just me. I sat at my desk. Opened my laptop. Stared at the screen. What now? Call the police. Obvious answer. Show them the photos. File a report. Get Rachel and Dylan arrested. Attempted murder. Conspiracy. Whatever the legal terms were. But something stopped me. Evidence. I had photos. I had their conversation. But it was circumstantial. Defense lawyer would tear it apart. You parked across the street? What? Were you spying on your wife? You took photos of a brake line. Do you have proof your stepson cut it? Did you see him do it? Audio recording? From across the street? Could be anyone. Could be misheard. And Rachel would cry. Play the victim. Say I was paranoid. Controlling. That she'd never hurt me. Dylan would back her up. Say I'd been hostile to him since day one. That I never accepted him. That this was my way of getting rid of him. Small town police. Small town lawyer. My word against theirs. 50-50 shot at best. And if they walked? If charges didn't stick? They'd try again. More carefully. No conversations in the driveway. No visible sabotage. Maybe poison. Maybe staging a break-in. Maybe pushing me down the stairs. Something cleaner. Something that couldn't be traced. I'd never be safe. No. Police weren't the answer. Not yet. I needed more. Needed proof they couldn't deny. Needed them to confess. On record. Video. Undeniable. I opened a desk drawer. Pulled out a small camera. Size of a USB drive. I kept them around for job sites. Security purposes. Catching thieves. Recording damage. Wireless. Motion activated. Connects to phone app. Records up to 48 hours. I pocketed 3 of them. Then I made a call. Marcus, I said when he picked up. I need a favor. What's up? Can I borrow your car for the weekend? Mine's having issues. Sure. Swing by and grab it. Keys are above the visor. Thanks. I owe you. I hung up. Drove to Marcus's place. Swapped vehicles. Left my personal truck in his driveway. Now I was in his silver Honda Civic. Completely ordinary. Rachel wouldn't recognize it. I drove back toward my house. Parked 3 houses down. Different angle. Better view. Waited until dusk. Lights came on inside. Rachel moved past windows. Making dinner probably. Setting the table. Playing housewife. Dylan's car left around 7. Friday night. He was probably meeting friends. Or hiding somewhere until the job was done. Rachel was alone. I waited until 8:30. Full dark. Neighborhood quiet. Then I got out. Walked to my house. Quiet. Calm. I had keys. Obviously. But I didn't use the front door. Side gate. Through the backyard. Patio door. I'd oiled the hinges last month. Opened silent. I stepped inside. Kitchen light was on. Lasagna smell filled the house. Table set for 2. Wine glasses. Candles. My last supper. Rachel was upstairs. I heard water running. Shower. I moved quickly. Pulled out the cameras. First one, living room. Tucked behind a picture frame on the bookshelf. Angled toward the couch. Where Rachel and Dylan usually sat and talked. Second one, kitchen. Behind the microwave. View of the table. Where conversations happened during meals. Third one, garage. Mounted inside a toolbox on the shelf. View of both vehicles. Each camera connected to my phone. Live feed. Motion activated recording. I checked the app. All 3 cameras online. Recording. Then I left. Same way I came. Silent. Quick. Back to Marcus's car. Drove away. Parked at a gas station 2 miles away. Opened the app. All 3 camera feeds displayed. Empty rooms. Waiting. I bought coffee. Sat in the car. Watched the feeds. 9:15. Rachel appeared on the kitchen camera. Checked her phone. Frowned. She texted me. I saw it come through on my turned-off phone. Probably asking where I was. Why I wasn't home yet. 9:30. She called. Voicemail. 9:45. Dylan's car pulled into the driveway. Garage camera caught him getting out. Going inside. Kitchen camera. Dylan and Rachel talking. I turned up the volume on the app. He's not answering, Rachel said. I've called 3 times. Maybe he's working late, Dylan said. Or stopped for drinks. Maybe. She didn't sound convinced. Did he seem weird this morning? No. Normal. Rachel poured wine. Drank. You don't think he knows? How could he? We were careful. I don't know. I just have a bad feeling. Dylan laughed. You're paranoid. He's clueless. Always has been. Rachel smiled. Uncertain. You're probably right. When's the last time he surprised you? The man's predictable as hell. Works. Comes home. Sleeps. Repeat. He's practically a robot. True. So relax. He'll be home soon. You feed him. Pour him drinks. Send him to bed. Tomorrow morning he gets in the truck. Problem solved. Rachel nodded. Sipped wine. And we're sure it'll work? Positive. I looked it up. Scored the line exactly like the tutorial said. It'll hold for normal driving. But first hard brake? Done. Line burst. No brake fluid. No brakes. And it'll look like an accident. Completely. Brake failure. Happens all the time. Especially with older trucks. No one will question it. Rachel exhaled. Okay. You're right. I'm just nervous. Understandable. You're about to become a widow. Dylan grinned. Rich widow. They both laughed. I watched through the phone screen. Recorded every word. There it was. Confession. Clear. Explicit. Premeditated murder. I had them. I didn't go home that night. Texted Rachel from a burner phone I kept for work emergencies. Said my phone died. Had to stay late at a site. Emergency repair. Would be home tomorrow. She responded immediately. Said she understood. Asked if I was okay. I said I was fine. Just tired. She said she loved me. I didn't respond. I spent the night at a motel off the highway. Cheap place. $40. Scratchy sheets. Stale air. Didn't sleep. Watched the camera feeds. Living room. Kitchen. Garage. Rachel went to bed around midnight. Dylan stayed up. Played video games in his room. Normal night. Like they hadn't just planned a murder. I watched until sunrise. Then I showered. Changed into clean clothes I'd bought at Walmart the night before. Made coffee in the motel room. Tasted like rust. Checked the camera feeds. Rachel was up. Making breakfast. Dylan's still asleep. I opened my laptop. Started making calls. First, my lawyer. Estate attorney I'd used for years. Guy named Richard. Smart. Discreet. Richard, I said when he answered. I need to change my will. Today. Emergency. What's going on? Can't explain. But I need Rachel removed as beneficiary. Everything goes to my sister. Can you draft that? Silence. Then, this is serious, James? Are you sure? Positive. How fast can you do it? I can have documents ready by noon. You'll need to come sign in person. Witnesses required. I'll be there. Next call, my insurance agent. Linda, I said. I need to add a clause to my life insurance. Beneficiary gets nothing if I die under suspicious circumstances. That's unusual. Can you do it? I'll have to check with underwriting. Why the sudden change? Personal reasons. How fast? Monday at the earliest. Not good enough. Today. She hesitated. Let me make some calls. Third call, Marcus. I need another favor, I said. Name it. Can you drive my truck to a mechanic? Have them inspect the brakes. Full report. Written. Documented. Why? Just trust me. Okay. Which mechanic? Anyone but Lou's. Lou was the shop Rachel used. Too close. Try Henderson's across town. Got it? I hung up. Checked the camera feeds again. Dylan was up now. Kitchen camera showed him and Rachel talking. Couldn't hear clearly. Volume too low. I adjusted settings. Audio came through clearer. Should have been on the road by now, Rachel was saying. Maybe he's running late, Dylan said. Or maybe he knows something. He doesn't know anything. Stop worrying. Rachel's phone rang. She answered. James? Where are you? I heard my own voice on the recording. The text-to-speech app I'd used on the burner phone. Still at the site. Be home this afternoon. Rachel relaxed. Okay. Be safe. Love you. She hung up. Looked at Dylan. He's fine. Just work. Dylan nodded. See? Told you. But Rachel still looked uncertain. I watched them. Studied their faces. Tried to reconcile these people with the ones I'd married into. Rachel. Beautiful. Charming. Smart. I'd met her at a charity gala. She'd been volunteering. Serving drinks. Smiling at everyone. We'd talked. She'd laughed at my jokes. Given me her number. 6 months later I'd proposed. She'd cried. Said yes immediately. Said she'd never been so happy. I'd believed her. Met Dylan a week later. Quiet kid. Polite. Kept to himself. Rachel said he'd had a hard life. His father had left when he was young. She'd raised him alone. Struggled financially. Done her best. I wanted to help. Wanted to give them both a better life. So I bought the house. Big place. 4 bedrooms. Good neighborhood. Let Dylan live with us. Told him he could stay as long as he needed. No pressure. No rent. Given Rachel a credit card. No limit. Told her to buy whatever she wanted. I thought I was being generous. Thought I was building a family. Instead, I'd painted a target on my back. $4.2 million. That's what I was worth to them. Dead. Richard had the documents ready by noon. I drove to his office. Signed everything. Witnesses present. New will filed. Rachel was no longer my beneficiary. Everything went to my sister now. My business. My assets. My insurance. If I died, Rachel got nothing. You want to tell me what's going on? Richard asked after the witnesses left. Not yet, I said. But keep these documents somewhere safe. Multiple copies. Off-site. He studied my face. You're in danger. Potentially. James? I'm handling it. I left before he could argue. Next stop, Henderson's mechanic shop. Marcus was there. Waiting. My truck was up on the lift. The head mechanic, a guy named Tony, waved me over. Your partner said you wanted a brake inspection, Tony said. Yeah. Full report. Everything. Already done. He handed me a folder. You've got a problem. Driver's side front brake line. Somebody cut it. Cut it? Yeah. Clean score across the metal. Deliberate. Not wear. Not corrosion. Someone took a blade to it. How bad? Bad enough. Line's compromised. Next hard brake, it'll burst. You'd lose brake fluid. Lose braking power. At highway speeds. He shook his head. You'd crash. No question. I opened the folder. Photos. Detailed report. Measurements. Technical descriptions. Evidence. Professional. Irrefutable. Can you fix it? I asked. Already did. Replaced the whole line. You're good to go. I paid him. Added a generous tip. Took the folder. Marcus walked me to the truck. Want to explain what's happening? Soon, I said. I promise. Just need to handle something first. He didn't push. Good friend. Knew when to back off. I drove the truck back to his place. Swapped vehicles again. Took the Honda. Checked my phone. Messages from Rachel. When are you coming home? I'm worried about you. Please call me. I didn't respond. Checked the camera feeds instead. Living room. Rachel was pacing. Agitated. Dylan sat on the couch. Come. He's avoiding me, Rachel said. You're paranoid. Am I? He's never gone this long without responding. Maybe his phone really is dead. 24 hours? No. Dylan shrugged. So what do you want to do? I don't know. Rachel stopped pacing. Looked at Dylan. What if he knows? He doesn't. But what if he does? Then we're screwed. Dylan said it casually. Like discussing weather. But he doesn't. So stop worrying. Rachel wasn't convinced. I could see it in her face. The doubt. The fear. Good. Let her worry. Let her sweat. Let her feel a fraction of what I'd felt watching her plan my murder. I drove to a coffee shop. Ordered food. Sat in the corner. Watched the camera feeds on my phone. Hours passed. Rachel called me 6 more times. Left voicemails. Each one more desperate than the last. Dylan left the house around 4. Drove somewhere. Came back an hour later. Groceries. They made dinner together. Kitchen camera caught fragments of conversation. Maybe we should call it off, Rachel said. It's too late, Dylan replied. The damage is done. If he takes the truck to a mechanic, they'll find the cut line. Then what? Then we deny everything. Say we don't know how it happened. You really think he'll believe that? Rachel didn't answer. They ate in silence. Then Dylan went to his room. Rachel sat alone. Drank wine. Checked her phone obsessively. 9 p.m. My phone rang. Rachel. Again. I answered this time. James? Her voice cracked. Relief. Fear. Where have you been? Working, I said. Come. Even. What? What's wrong? I've been calling you all day. Phone died. Just charged it. What's going on? Nothing. I was worried. I'm fine. Silence. Then, when are you coming home? Soon. Maybe an hour. Okay. Okay, good. I'll wait up. Don't. I'm exhausted. Probably just going to crash. But I made dinner. Save it. I'll eat tomorrow. More silence. She was calculating. Wondering. Doubting. James, she said carefully. Is everything okay? Between us. Why wouldn't it be? I don't know. You just seem distant. I'm tired, Rachel. Long couple days. That's all. Okay. I love you. I paused. Let the silence hang. Then, see you soon. I hung up before she could respond. Watched the kitchen feed. Rachel stood there. Phone in hand. Face pale. She knew. Maybe not consciously. But somewhere deep. Survival instinct. Prey recognizing predator. She called Dylan. He came downstairs. Kitchen camera caught their conversation. He's acting weird, Rachel said. How? I don't know. Just off. Didn't say he loved me back. Dylan's face changed. That's not good. What do we do? I don't know. Dylan paced. Maybe we should leave. Tonight. Just pack up and go. And go where? I don't know. Anywhere. Hotel. Out of state. That'll look suspicious. So we're staying here if he actually knows something. Rachel shook her head. No. No. We're overthinking. He doesn't know. He can't. But she didn't sound convinced anymore. Neither did Dylan. They stood in the kitchen. 2 people who'd been so confident yesterday. So certain. Now unraveling. Good. I started the engine. Drove toward the house. Time to go home. Time to end this. I pulled into the driveway at 10:15. Headlights off. Quiet. Both cars were there. Lights on inside. I sat for a moment. Centered myself. Then I grabbed the folder from Henderson's mechanic. The photos. The report. The evidence. I got out. Walked to the front door. Used my key. Opened it slowly. Rachel was in the living room. Jumped when she saw me. James, she said. Forced smile. You're home. I am. Dylan appeared from the kitchen. Tense. Watching. I looked at both of them. My wife. My stepson. My would-be killers. We need to talk, I said. Rachel's smile faltered. About what? I walked to the dining table. Set down the folder. About this. I opened it. Spread the photos across the table. Break line. Cut mark. Close-ups. Technical report. Rachel went pale. Dylan froze. Someone sabotaged my truck, I said. Voice steady. Come. Cut the brake line. Tried to kill me. Silence. Heavy. Suffocating. Rachel found her voice first. What? Who would? You, I said, looking at her. Then at Dylan. Both of you. That's insane, Rachel said. Why would we? $4.2 million. I leaned against the table. That's why. My estate. My life insurance. Everything. James, you're not making sense. I pulled out my phone. Opened the camera app. Showed them the living room feed. Real time. Recording. Rachel's face crumbled. Then I played yesterday's recording. Kitchen camera. Their conversation. Clear audio. Problem solved. He gets in the truck. Brake line bursts. No brakes. Done. And it'll look like an accident. Completely. No one will question it. I stopped the playback. Looked at them. Want to keep lying? I asked. Or should we talk about what happens next? Rachel collapsed onto the couch. Started crying. Dylan just stared. Caught. No escape. I stood there. In my own house. Watching my family fall apart. And somewhere deep, beneath the anger and betrayal, I felt something close to relief. Because now I knew the truth. Now I could decide what came next. Rachel cried for 10 minutes. Dylan stood silent. I didn't move. Just watched. Let them sit with it. The exposure. The shame. The fear. Finally, Rachel looked up. I'm sorry. I laughed. Couldn't help it. Bitter. Cold. You're sorry? I am. I never wanted. You never wanted to kill me? Just wanted my money? It wasn't like that. Then what was it like, Rachel? Explain it to me. She couldn't. Mouth opened. Closed. No words. I turned to Dylan. How about you? You want to apologize too? Dylan met my eyes. And I saw something there. No remorse. No guilt. Just cold calculation. What are you going to do? He asked. Straight to the point. Smart kid. In another life I might have respected that. Haven't decided, I said. Options include, police report. Attempted murder charges. You both go to prison. Or, I kick you both out tonight. Take everything. Leave you with nothing. Or, I paused. Something else. Something else. Rachel's voice was small. I walked to the window. Looked out at the dark street. I've been thinking about this all day. What justice looks like. What punishment fits attempted murder of your spouse. Silence. Prison seems obvious, I continued. But prison's easy. 3 meals a day. Routine. Structure. You'd survive. Maybe even thrive. I turned back. And when you got out you'd still be young. Still have your lives. Then what? Rachel whispered. I take everything. This house. Your car. Dylan's car. Your credit cards. Bank accounts. Everything in your name. All gone. You can't. I can. It's all in my name. Purchased with my money. You legally own nothing, Rachel. Never did. She stared, realizing the trap she'd walked into. The prenup she'd signed without reading carefully. The life she'd tried to steal that was never really hers. I'll change my will tomorrow, I continued. Make it ironclad. If I die under any circumstances in the next 10 years, you get nothing. Everything goes to my sister. And I'll make sure everyone knows why. Your family. Your friends. This whole town. James, please. And I want a confession. Written. Signed. Notarized. Full admission of what you did. What you planned. That's evidence, Dylan said. You'd use it against us. Insurance, I corrected. You leave me alone. Live your lives somewhere else. Far from me. And that confession stays locked away. But if anything happens to me, accident, illness, anything, that confession goes straight to police. Rachel was shaking. You're blackmailing us. I'm protecting myself. From murderers I was stupid enough to marry and house. She flinched. I pulled out papers from my briefcase. Already drafted. You have 2 options. Sign this confession. Leave tonight. Disappear. Start over somewhere with nothing. Or, I call the police right now. Detective's number is already dialed. I showed them my phone. Detective Hayes's number on screen. Finger over the call button. Your choice, I said. Prison or exile? Dylan looked at Rachel. Some silent communication. Years of being mother and son. Partners in crime. Finally, Rachel reached for the pen. Where do I sign? They left at midnight. 2 suitcases each. That's all I gave them. Plus $500 cash. Enough to get somewhere. Start somewhere. Not my problem where. Rachel cried the whole time she packed. Dylan stayed silent. Efficient. Accepted defeat like a chess player who'd lost. I watched from the doorway. Made sure they didn't take anything that wasn't theirs. Rachel tried one more time. At the door. Hand on the frame. I did love you, she said. At first. That was real. When did it change? I asked. She thought about it. When you showed me your investment portfolio. 2 years ago. When I realized how much you were actually worth. Honest. Finally. That's when Dylan and I started talking, she continued. About what life could be like. If you weren't around. And you decided it was worth killing for. She didn't deny it. Just looked at me. I'm sorry it ended this way. I'm not, I said. Better than the alternative. Where I'm dead and you're spending my money. She left. Dylan followed. No goodbye from him. Just a look. Cold. Calculated. Promising nothing good. I watched them drive away. 2 cars. Disappearing into the night. Then I locked the door. Stood in my empty house. And breathed. The next week was administrative. New locks. Security system upgrade. Cameras. Alarms. Everything. Met with Richard. Updated every document. Every account. Every password. Complete security overhaul. Filed the confession with 3 different lawyers. Instructions to deliver to police if anything happened to me. Told my sister everything. Gave her copies. Just in case. Marcus asked questions. I gave him the short version. Marriage over. Attempted fraud. Details complicated. He didn't push. Good friend. Work continued. Construction projects. Normal life. Except now I checked my truck every morning. Inspected brake lines. Looked under the hood. Paranoia. Maybe. Or just survival. Rachel and Dylan disappeared. No contact. No social media updates. Gone. Good. 3 months later I got a letter. No return address. Postmarked from Nevada. Inside, a single page. Rachel's handwriting. We're surviving. Dylan found work. I'm waitressing. It's hard. It's humiliating. But we're alive. I know you'll never forgive us. I wouldn't either. But I wanted you to know we didn't try again. Didn't plan anything. We're just trying to live. For what it's worth, I really am sorry. Not for getting caught. For becoming the kind of person who could do what we did. I hope you find someone who deserves you. Someone who loves you for you. Not your money. Goodbye, James. I burned the letter. Didn't respond. 6 months after that, I started dating again. Carefully. Slowly. Never mentioned money until months in. Never revealed assets. Just lived. Worked. Dated like a normal person. Met someone eventually. Teacher. Elementary school. Drove a 15-year-old Honda. Lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. Had student loans. Genuine. Real. Poor. Perfect. We've been together a year now. Happy. Simple. Honest. She doesn't know about Rachel and Dylan. Not yet. Maybe someday. Or maybe some stories are better left untold. I still have the confession. Locked in a safe deposit box. 3 copies, 3 copies. 1 with Richard. 1 with my sister. 1 with a third party I trust implicitly. Insurance. Protection. Evidence of what people are capable of when money becomes more important than life. Sometimes I think about that night. The night I found out. The cold shock of hearing your own murder discussed like a grocery list. The moment everything you believed about someone shatters. Other times I think about what would have happened if I hadn't come home early that day. If I'd stayed at the office. If Marcus hadn't texted about seeing Rachel at Starbucks. I'd be dead. Simple as that. Highway crash. Brake failure. Tragic accident. Widow grieving at my funeral. Collecting my life insurance. Selling my business. Living my life. Without me in it. The thought still makes my hands shake. 1 year after they left, I got another letter. Different handwriting this time. Dylan's. You destroyed us. You know that, right? Mom's working double shifts at a diner. I'm doing construction. Ironic, I know. Building houses for someone else's company. Making barely enough to survive. We tried to move forward. Tried to forget. But everywhere we go, we're starting from zero. No references. No history. No safety net. You could have sent us to prison. But you did something worse. You let us live. Just barely. Every day a reminder of what we almost had. What we lost. I wanted you to know, I don't regret what we tried to do. I regret that we failed. You won. Congratulations. You get to keep your money, your house, your perfect life. And we get to suffer. But you'll never be safe. You know that, right? You'll spend the rest of your life looking over your shoulder, checking brake lines, wondering if we're coming back. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Sleep well, James. I took that letter straight to Detective Hayes. Threatening letter, she said after reading it. We can open an investigation. Can you find them? Probably. Nevada postmark. We have resources. But James. She looked at me. Even if we find them, even if we prove they sent this, it's just words, not an actual threat. He's saying they might come back. Try again. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. That's not a direct threat. No specifics. No timeline. A lawyer would tear this apart. So I just have to wait until they actually try to kill me again? Ace sighed. No. File for a restraining order. Document everything. Keep this letter. If they contact you again, if they come near you, we arrest them immediately. And if they don't contact me? If they just show up one day? Then you call 911. And you protect yourself. I left the station with the letter in a plastic evidence bag. Official record. Paper trail. But Hayes was right. It wasn't enough. Dylan's letter had done exactly what he intended. Planted fear. Uncertainty. The promise of violence without the act. Psychological warfare. Smart kid. Terrible person. I hired a private investigator. Guy named Tom. Former cop. Specialized in tracking people who didn't want to be found. Find them, I said. I need to know where they are. What they're doing. If they're planning anything. Tom nodded. How much surveillance? Whatever it takes. I want updates. Weekly. Photos. Movements. Everything. That's expensive. I don't care. He found them in 3 weeks. Reno, Nevada. Small apartment on the east side. Rachel working at a diner called Mel's. Dylan doing day labor for a construction outfit. Tom sent photos. Rachel looked older. Tired. Hair pulled back. Grease-stained uniform. Nothing like the woman I'd married. Dylan looked harder. Leaner. Sun-darkened. Manual labor had changed him. Built muscle. Burned away the softness. They're surviving, Tom reported. But barely. Behind on rent. Car broke down last week. Rachel's been walking to work. Any indication they're planning something? No. They barely talk to each other from what I can see. Dylan works. Comes home. Drinks beer. Plays video games. Rachel works double shifts. Comes home. Sleeps. Repeat. What about contact? Phone calls? Internet searches. Nothing suspicious. Rachel called her sister once. Dylan's been on job search sites. Normal stuff. I paid Tom to continue surveillance. Monthly retainer. Peace of mind. 2 months later he called. James. We have a problem. My chest tightened. What? Dylan quit his job yesterday. Packed a bag. Got on a bus. Where? East. That's all I know. He paid cash. No ticket records. I lost him. What about Rachel? Still in Reno. Still working. She doesn't know he left. He didn't tell her. I hung up. Called Detective Hayes immediately. Dylan's on the move, I said. We don't know where. Did Tom see him heading toward you? He doesn't know. Could be anywhere. Hayes made notes. I'll alert local patrol. Make sure they know your situation. Drive by your house regularly. But James, he hasn't actually done anything illegal. We can't arrest him for getting on a bus. He sent me a threatening letter. We've been through this. Not enough for an arrest warrant. So I just wait until he shows up to kill me? No. You stay alert. Keep your security system on. Maybe stay somewhere else for a few days. Hotel. Friend's place. I'm not running from my own house. Then be careful. I upgraded security again. Motion sensors. Floodlights. Cameras on every angle. Hired a security service. Armed response. 24/7 monitoring. Turned my home into a fortress. And waited. Dylan showed up 3 days later. 2 in the morning. Security system caught him. Cameras showed him approaching from the tree line behind the property. Dark clothes. Hoodie. Backpack. Alarms went off. Floodlights activated. He froze. Looked directly at the camera. Smiled. Then he pulled something from the backpack. Held it up. Made sure the camera saw. A jerry can. Gasoline. My blood went cold. He started walking toward the house. I was already on the phone with 911. Intruder on my property. Armed. Attempting to burn my house down. Officers are 3 minutes out, the dispatcher said. Stay inside. Lock the doors. Don't engage. I grabbed the shotgun from my bedroom safe. Loaded it. Went to the window. Dylan was at the back door. Pouring gasoline. Methodical. Calm. Like he'd done this before. I opened the window. Dylan. Stop. He looked up. Saw me. Saw the shotgun. Hey James, he said. Casual. Like we'd run into each other at the store. Nice security system. Almost made this difficult. Police are on the way. I know. Heard the sirens. He kept pouring. Won't take long though. This'll go up fast. You might make it out. Might not. Either way you'll lose everything. Why? Why? He laughed. Because you ruined us. Because you took everything. Because you let us live just to watch us suffer. You tried to kill me first. And you should have called the cops. Should have sent us to prison. Clean ending. Instead you played God. Let us live but made sure we'd never recover. He finished pouring. Pulled out a lighter. So I'm returning the favor. Can't take your money. Can't take your life. But I can take your house. Your stuff. Your sense of safety. Sirens grew louder. Close now. Dylan flicked the lighter. Flame danced in his hand. Drop it. A voice shouted from the side yard. Officer. Gun drawn. Drop the lighter and get on the ground. Dylan looked at the officer. Then at me. Then at the lighter in his hand. Time slowed. I saw him make the decision. Saw his finger move toward the ignition wheel. The officer fired. Dylan dropped. Lighter skittered across the concrete. Gasoline pooled around him. I ran downstairs. Out the back door. Officers were already there. Securing Dylan. Calling paramedics. He was still breathing. Got shot. But I stood over him. Watched him gasp. Blood spreading across his hoodie. His eyes found mine. Should have killed me when you had the chance. I'm not like you, I said. I don't kill people. He smiled. Blood on his teeth. No, you're worse. You let people destroy themselves. The ambulance arrived. Paramedics loaded him. Rushed him away. Detective Hayes showed up 20 minutes later. Took my statement. Examined the scene. Gasoline. Lighter. Camera footage. Open and shut, she said. Attempted arson. Assault. Violation of the restraining order you should have filed months ago. Will he survive? Don't know. Gut shots are tricky. But even if he does, he's going to prison. Long time. This isn't attempted murder on paper, but with your history, the letter, the intent. He's done. I nodded. Watched the forensics team photograph everything. Document Dylan's failed attempt to burn down my life. Ace touched my arm. James. I'm sorry it came to this. Me too. You should have sent them to prison a year ago. Would have saved everyone this mess. I know. I looked at my house. Gasoline still drying on the concrete. I thought exile was punishment enough. I was wrong. Mercy isn't weakness, Hayes said. But sometimes justice is clearer. Simpler. Safer. She was right. I tried to play God. Hand out justice on my terms. Let them live but suffer. Instead I created a monster. Dylan's resentment had festered. Grown. Turned violent. My mercy had nearly killed me. Dylan survived surgery. Barely. Spent 2 weeks in ICU before being transferred to county jail. Charged with attempted arson. Attempted murder. Stalking. Assault with a deadly weapon. His public defender tried to argue diminished capacity. Emotional distress. Mental health crisis. The prosecutor showed the jury everything. The letter. The surveillance footage. The gasoline. The smile on his face before he started pouring. Jury deliberated for 40 minutes. Guilty on all counts. 25 years. No parole for 15. Dylan showed no emotion when the sentence was read. Just stared straight ahead. Accepted it. Before they led him away, he looked at me one last time. Mouthed 2 words. Worth it. Rachel called me the day after Dylan's sentencing. First time I'd heard her voice in over a year. He's in prison because of you, she said. No greeting. No preamble. He's in prison because he tried to burn down my house. After you destroyed our lives. After you tried to kill me, Rachel. Let's not rewrite history. Silence. Then, I didn't know he was going to do that. I swear. I had no idea he left Reno. When I found out. Her voice cracked. He's my son, James. My only family. He's a criminal. Made his own choices. You could have stopped this. Could have shown mercy. I did show mercy. I let you both walk away instead of going to prison. That was mercy. That was cruelty. You let us live in poverty. Struggle. Suffer. Dylan couldn't handle it. It broke him. He was already broken, Rachel. You both were. The money just masked it. She started crying. He'll be in prison until he's 46. By the time he gets out, his life will be over. Better than being dead. Which is what he tried to do to me. Twice. I hate you, she whispered. I hate you so much. Good. That makes two of us. I hung up. Blocked her number. Never heard from her again. It's been 3 years now. Life moved forward. Slowly. Carefully. But it moved. I sold the house. Too many memories. Too much security equipment. Felt like living in a prison. Bought something smaller. Different neighborhood. Fresh start. The woman I'd been dating, Sarah, stuck around through everything. The trial. The aftermath. The nightmares I had for months afterward. We got married last spring. Small ceremony. Close friends. No stepchildren. Her parents and siblings. People I trusted. I told her everything before I proposed. The whole story. Rachel. Dylan. The break lines. The confession. The arson attempt. She listened without judgment. Then asked one question. Do you still check your break lines every morning? Yes, I admitted. Then we'll check them together, she said. That's when I knew I'd found the right person. We're happy now. Simple life. No extravagance. No showing off wealth. Just two people building something real. I still run the business. Still do well. But I'm careful now. Don't flash money. Don't advertise assets. Keep things quiet. Private. Sarah teaches 3rd grade. Makes $42,000 a year. Has no interest in my money beyond making sure bills are paid and we can take a decent vacation once a year. We went to Hawaii last month. She cried when she saw the ocean. Said she'd never been anywhere tropical before. Student loans had kept her grounded. Watching her experience that joy. Pure. Uncalculated. No ulterior motives. That's worth more than everything Rachel and Dylan tried to take. I think about them sometimes. Can't help it. Rachel's probably still in Reno. Still waitressing. Visiting Dylan once a month in prison. Living in the wreckage of choices made years ago. Dylan's in a maximum security facility upstate. I get notifications when he's up for parole. Won't be for another 12 years. Part of me wonders if he regrets it. If sitting in a cell for 15 years has changed him. Given him perspective. But then I remember that smile. The one he gave the camera before pouring gasoline on my house. Worth it. Some people can't be saved. Can't be redeemed. They're just broken in ways that can't be fixed. Dylan was one of those people. Rachel enabled him. Maybe created him. Either way, they deserved each other. And they got what they got. Before I finish this, I want to say something. To anyone listening. Anyone who's ever felt that cold realization that someone you love wants you dead. Trust your instincts. When something feels wrong, it usually is. When someone's behavior changes. When motives don't align. When love feels transactional. Pay attention. Document everything. Protect yourself. Don't assume family loyalty or marriage vows mean anything when money's involved. Because sometimes they don't. Sometimes the person sleeping next to you is calculating how much your life is worth. How much they'd inherit. How easy it would be to make you disappear. And when you realize that, when you catch them in the act or overhear their plans or see evidence of their intent, don't hesitate. Call the police. File charges. Protect yourself with every legal tool available. Don't do what I did. Don't play God. Don't hand out your own version of justice thinking it's merciful. Because mercy without accountability is just enabling. It's letting dangerous people stay dangerous. I learned that lesson the hard way. Nearly got killed for it. Don't make the same mistake. Last thing. 3 weeks ago I got a letter. Prison postmark. Dylan. Again. I almost didn't open it. Almost threw it away. Sarah said I should. But curiosity won. Inside was a single page. Different handwriting than before. Shaky. Uncertain. James, I've had a lot of time to think. 3 years. Nothing but time. I'm not going to apologize. You don't want that and I don't mean it. Not really. But I need you to know something. It wasn't just about the money. That's what Mom told herself. What she told me. That we deserved it. That you had so much and we had so little. But the truth is simpler. I hated you because my dad died and you didn't. Because you got to marry my mom and I had to watch. Because you were everything I wasn't. Successful. Stable. Strong. And I wanted to destroy that. Not for money. For revenge. Against life. Against fate. Against the unfairness of you being alive and my dad being dead. The brake lines. The gasoline. That wasn't calculation. That was rage. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I don't deserve it. I'm just explaining. You won. I'm in prison. Mom's destroyed. You're free. But neither of us is really free, are we? You check your brake lines every morning. I sit in a cell every night. We're both prisoners of what I did. I hope someday that changes. For both of us. Dylan. I read it twice. Then I burned it. Didn't respond. Didn't acknowledge. Didn't engage. Because he was wrong. I'm not a prisoner anymore. I check brake lines out of habit now. Not fear. The nightmare stopped months ago. The anxiety faded. I moved on. Built a new life. Found real love. Real peace. Dylan's still in that cell. Will be for another dozen years. His prison is literal. Mine was temporary. We are not the same. So that's the story. I heard my stepson admit he cut the brakes. Saw evidence he planned to kill me for money. Exposed him and his mother. Let them go. Showed mercy. And nearly died for it. But I survived. And they didn't. Not really. Rachel's broken. Dylan's imprisoned. Their plan failed in every possible way. While I'm here. Married. Happy. Successful. Free. Sometimes justice takes time. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it requires patience and protection and documentation and standing your ground even when mercy seems easier. But in the end, truth wins. Evidence wins. Reality wins. And people who try to murder you for insurance money lose. Every time. Was the outcome justified? I think so. Could I have handled it differently? Probably. Should I have sent them to prison immediately instead of letting them walk away? Maybe. But would that have prevented Dylan's arson attempt? Would that have stopped Rachel's enabling? Would that have saved anyone pain? I don't know. All I know is I'm alive. They're not free. And the people who truly matter, Sarah, my sister, my real friends, are still here. Still safe. Still part of my life. That's enough. What would you have done differently? Would you have called the police immediately? Let them walk? Confronted them? Would you have shown mercy or demanded justice? Think about it. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. These stories matter. They teach us what's possible when money corrupts, when family betrays, when trust dies, and sometimes when we fight back we win. Thanks for listening. Stay safe out there. Check your brake lines. And never, ever trust someone who sees your death as a business opportunity. This was Revenge Chronicles and this was earned.